Midsegments of a triangle. The midsegment of a triangle is a segment that connects the midpoints of two sides of a triangle. So if you take this one side and find the midpoint, take this other side, find the midpoint, and then you connect those two midpoints, this is what's called a midsegment. If you find the three midsegments of a triangle, they connect in a special way, and that's what we'll talk about in the midsegment theorem. The segment connecting the midpoints of the two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is half as long. So if you see here, segment FD connects the midpoints of AB and BC. So FD is actually parallel to the third side, AC. FD is also half the length of AC. All the other midsegments of the triangle follow in the same way. FE is the midsegment of AB and AC, so it is parallel to the third side BC and half as long. Likewise with segment DE, it's a midsegment of side BC and AC, so it's parallel to AB and half as long. Let's go ahead and put the midsegment theorem into practice. Here we have a diagram of triangle ABC, where D, E, and F are the midpoints of the sides. So let's go ahead and mark our diagram first. If D is the midpoint of side AB, then that means that AB gets cut into two congruent segments. If E is the midpoint of side BC, it gets cut into two congruent segments. And likewise, if F is the midpoint of side AC, that also gets cut into two congruent segments. Now make sure that you're marking these separately, 1, 2, and 3, because you don't know that all sides of the triangle are congruent. So you want to have separate congruent markings. Now before we actually get started answering the questions, I just want to go ahead and highlight our diagram, the segments on here based off of our midsegment theorem. So segment DE is going to be parallel to AC and half as long. Segment EF is going to be parallel to AB and half as long. And then segment DF is going to be parallel to BC and half as long. This is just nice because it gives us a little color visual before we get started on answering the questions. So it asks, segment DE is parallel to what other segment? So DE we've marked in yellow, and that's going to be parallel to segment AC. Segment FE is parallel to what other segment? So segment FE is parallel to segment AB. And then here it says that if AB is 14, then how long is segment EF? So we can label AB as being 14, and then EF is the one that's parallel and half as long as AB. So half the length of AB would be 7. And then it says that if the length of BE is 8, so that's this segment right here, then the segment DF is going to be how long? So this, we need to think a little bit. If BE is 8, that means EC is congruent and will also be 8. So this whole side length is actually 16. Then DF is half of BC, so DF is also going to be 8. And lastly, if DE, the segment here, is equal to 6, then AC is going to be twice as long, which is going to be 12. That's it for this lesson on midsegments of a triangle.